Mortal Kombat 2 on the Super Nintendo. A hell of an arcade translation. Let's take a look at it. Alright, Mortal Kombat 2 on the Super Nintendo. Now this is what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, music sounds so much better already. Here we go. Oh, that's so much better. Isn't that just more pleasing to the ears? Gonna go with Raiden. Make sure we're not going in this one too. Wow. So much better. Here we go. Oh, there we go, see? That's how it should be. Still the combo ain't working. Oh, we'll try the combo again. That was a little bit off. See if the jump kick Superman combo works better, at least, in this one, and we'll see.
Round 2. Fight.
See if I can do... Oh, it works so much better, see? No problem doing the combo in this one. No problem doing the combo. Not a problem at all to do the combo in this one. I see something I don't like, though. Why are the names not in the health bars? The names should be in the health bars. At least the Genesis got that right. Back in the day, it did annoy me. You know, I'm like, man, this is like really close to being arcade accurate. And then they take the names out of the health bars, which completely kills that whole illusion. Of course, the characters aren't as big. Character sprites are about the same size as the Genesis, maybe a little bigger. Maybe a smidge bigger than the Genesis version. Colors are 1,000 times better. Music and effects are 1,000 times better. Let's try the, let's try this one.
Finisher.
Yep, that worked no problem.
Fatality.
See? Now I have a problem with that too. That's great. But it says the names, it says all the stuff it needs to. It says fatality. Except it's missing a sound effect. These little nuances, these little things, man, I noticed them back in the day, you know, after playing the arcade all the time. And then finally getting the home version, you're like, oh man. It's cool, you know, it's just enough to get you by. But honestly, I still had the desire to go back and play the arcade machines, even though I had these versions, you know. Didn't matter. The arcade was still 8 years better. For example, the fatality, like when it says fatality, it doesn't give you that. It does the noise on, it does the sound effect on the Genesis, but it doesn't say fatality. So, kind of, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't on the Genesis there. Let's see what happens here. See, a little different there. A little different that it doesn't follow him down from the side view on the arcade. It follows him down from the side view, then when he hit the ground. Now on the Genesis, it follows him down, but it's a lot more rugged looking when he hits the ground. It's not as graphically superior, clearly. And we have another graphical difference right here. Pillars. The pillars are missing. Pillars in the background are missing. There should be pillars on this stage. Like a pillar, a pillar, a pillar. There should be pillars on this stage, and they took them out. Obviously, they did these things to make the game run better. And really, with what you're getting on the Super Nintendo version, and what it plays like, and has, you know, it's close to the arcade play. It ain't perfect, but it's close. Close enough that you can do some of the combos and things like that. So these little corners they cut by taking the pillars out and things, I can forgive that. But the, you know, maybe the names aren't in the health bars because it made some wonky memory. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why they did that. Just to say, well, this is the Super Nintendo version, I guess. Let's try Katana since we tried her on the Genesis and her fans make some funky noises and all that good stuff. See how it differs on the Super Nintendo version. I'm guessing way better. Double check that blood animation, which I think is clearly superb compared to the Genesis. Oh, see how much better that is. The blood. Yeah. Let's try the fan. Oh, way better. See, that's how it should be. That's how it should be. See, the blood driplets are much better on this one. They're not smacking the ground 10 feet before they actually get to the ground. Right?
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, man, everything about this is just light years better than the Genesis. I hate to say it. And the reason I say I hate to say it is because I was a Genesis guy, you know, a Genesis kid, to say the least. Like, even with my Super Nintendo, I had the Super Nintendo. I had all the, you know, different versions of the different games and stuff like that. Boom, had all that. And I still went back to my Genesis to, you know, play the games. I was a Genesis kid by all stretches of the imagination, but, you know, I'm a realist too. I know and can tell, like, clearly the Genesis versions of things were not as good as the Super Nintendo versions, but there were versions of games that were better. Super Street Fighter 2 on the Genesis is superior to the Super Nintendo version, in my opinion. Now, is the music and stuff better on the Super Nintendo? Maybe a little, but I think the Super Street Fighter 2 Genesis version, it just plays better. It plays more like the arcade, I guess you would say. To me, anyway. Maybe not to other people. I just think it's a better version. But as far as the Mortal Kombats go, Super Nintendo, man, they had a rough start with Mortal Kombat 1 with the whole, oh, we don't want to have the blood in it, so we're going to change the blood to sweat. Yeah, that didn't go over very well. Plus, the gameplay in that one was very strange and not at all arcade accurate. Like, even jump kicks, you'd be like jump kicking. There'd be like this much room between the foot and the person's head, and you're kicking them. The hit detection was way crazy on Mortal Kombat 1 on the Super Nintendo. So the Sega Genesis won that war, not only because they had the blood, but the gameplay was, you know, a worlds better. Even though it's not that great, it was worlds better than what was on Super Nintendo at the time. So there you go, Mortal Kombat 2 on the Super Nintendo. A superior version of Mortal Kombat 2 over the Sega Genesis. And I played the hell out of this version. Mortal Kombat 2 is one of those games where, even though I was a Genesis boy, Mortal Kombat 2 on the Super Nintendo is where it was at, man. I had to play it on Super Nintendo. Just so much better. There you go. But it didn't end there for the home versions of Mortal Kombat 2. Oh no, it did not end there. In fact, it kept going. If you're enjoying this content, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you can stay up to date on all the latest videos. And if you want to show some support, please visit the Arcade Entertainment official store, where you'll find t-shirts, tank tops, and more. And thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all down the road.